Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to film today's video. Today's video is about saying no to the naysayers. This is more in the context of someone saying that you can achieve something and you taking their word for it and running with it instead of believing in yourself. So within the past 6 months, starting January 2025 to the end of August 2025, I have been in a bio class. Before taking this class, I had spoken to other nurses that I've worked with, and some of them were like, you know what, it's so hard, it's so difficult. Another nurse told me that she had to retake the class twice, both classes twice, and I took that information and instead of kind of like, you know what, taking it into one ear and putting it out the other, I made that my Bible. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to redo this. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm not smart enough before I even started. So I feel like just starting that class, I was off to a very bad note. And what did I do from there? From there, I started comparing myself to other students. Other students would be like talking in the class. I'd be like, oh yeah, my God, like this student is so smart. Or if one student remembered the lecture really well and started stating things from that lecture, I would immediately just start faulting myself. And mind you, this is like without me doing pre-readings, without me doing a review, like just straight up doubting myself. And that was a very, 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 very toxic thing to do. And it did not help me whatsoever. It just made me self-doubt and it made me just spiral. And I think my panic attacks got so bad that I had to go to my doctor and get on antidepressants before the second semester because my health was in the gutter. Like when I'm telling you that I would break down crying after exams, it was so bad. And I really just want to say that yes, school is difficult, but if you put 110% in and you focus on yourself and you focus on the material, you will do well. And if you don't do well the first time, that is okay. School is a learning process, especially if you've been out of school for a while or you don't have the technique down. It's very, very, very easy to get lost in the process. It is so important for you to believe in yourself. It is so important for you to shut out the other noise. I don't want you to listen to anyone else. I just want you to listen to the dream that you have. I want you to put in the time. I want you to literally put in the blood, sweat, and tears. And I don't want you to stop. I don't care how many times you have to redo a class. I don't care how many times you have to redo whatever you're trying to achieve, the application, the job, whatever it may be. You need to put your head down and you need to focus and you need to follow through on whatever it is that you want, because I promise you will get there. It's going to be hard, but it's going to involve different versions of yourself. You have to kill the old version of you, that comfort zone that you love so much that you feel like you cannot get out of or that you don't want to get out of. You need to get out of it. Because every single level in life, like this is your dream. There's all these little staircases to that. You cannot bring this version up there. Sure, there are positives that this version has that you can bring along, but there's going to be some characteristics that you're carrying that you cannot bring along to the next level. So you need to shed that, right? It's like the 2 weeks that I had off school, I was like trying to like, get my mind in the right spot. I would try to like get out, like go on hikes, do all these things. And then all of a sudden I realized like, you know what, I'm so focused on like surrounding myself with people right now. I feel like I need to be alone, but I wasn't doing it. And then I got sick. I had no choice but to isolate myself at home because of how sick I was. And that really made me, and I'm grateful for that because it really made me realize that I'm spending so much time distracted by everyone around me that I'm forgetting what my goals are and where I need to be in life. Of course, I'm achieving, like trying to get to my degree, and that's like the goal, but there's so many other things that I want to do, YouTube being one of them, and then my other business being another part of it, and I just wasn't implementing enough time in those categories, and I was distracted by friends, by family, by my relationship, and it just gets too much, and I needed this time to slow down. So that's another lesson right there too. You need to isolate sometimes in order to get your mind right. You can be busy 7 days a week and meditate, but sometimes that's just not enough. Sometimes you need to just isolate and have like 3-4 days to yourself if you can. I realized I was like manifesting like negativity around me. I used to be so positive and think so positive about so many things. And then I started just thinking negative all the time. And I realized, like, you know what, I'm really manifesting the negative here, and it's really unhealthy. So as you're progressing upwards, you also need to think positive, and that's when it gets hard, because when everything around you seems negative, or people are saying negative things to you, and you just can't see, you just keep listening to that and you take it in and you absorb it and you feel it and then you think it, you're gonna start living it. And I don't want you guys to do that. I really want to emphasize the importance of shutting out what other people are saying. Even if, I know people say like, don't listen to people you wouldn't trade places with, but let me tell you, that stopped me. Me listening to people that I actually want to trade places with also stopped me, because those people also told me that I could not do it. I had teachers tell me that I could not do it. I had a tutor of mine that I really looked up to tell me that, like, me getting my degree was not even in the cards for me. And you just need to stop listening to these other people. And really, if you know that in your heart, like, hey, you know what, it's been years and I just can't stop thinking about this one thing that I really want to do, you can do it. Because God doesn't put something in our minds that we cannot achieve. It might take seasons, it might take like several years for you to achieve that, but it's going to work. But it's gonna cause you to like shed a version of yourself every single time. How you're holding on to this old version of yourself, no one is getting harmed as much as you are by holding on to a version of yourself that you know you need to let go of. So stop listening to other people, even if it's someone that you want to trade places with. If there's really something on your heart and mind and they're telling you that you cannot do it, you really need to not listen to them and do your best. It can take years, but you need to be persistent. You need to be consistent. You need to be disciplined, okay? You need to work on it every single day. Thirdly, be comfortable changing yourself. Nothing is going to come to you in your comfort zone. You need to constantly change and be comfortable with change. Every level of life requires a different version of ourselves, and in order to get to that next level, we need to change ourselves. So get comfortable with being uncomfortable, okay? Because the more uncomfortable you get, the more your comfort zone will expand. And lastly, positive thinking is going to get you a far way, and will get you closer to where you're trying to go. Life is negative enough. There's so many things happening. The last thing you need to be is hard on yourself, okay? It's good to self-reflect and understand where you're lacking and what you need to improve on, but stop spitting toxic thoughts and words to yourself, okay? That's a big one. You're a plant, okay? You're alive. You want to feed yourself with good thoughts, with good words, and then slowly you will flourish and grow. You cannot grow if you're being really mean to yourself, okay? And last thing I will add, the fifth thing, is to isolate. Take time to isolate. It's really easy to get distracted with TikTok, Instagram, I don't know, shopping, boyfriends, girlfriends, parties, you name it, it's a distraction. Take that time sometimes to just be on your own and to hone in on really what you believe that you need. And isolating yourself can also bring you clarity, and that's vital to success. And I love you guys so much. This video is long enough. Bye.